you're going to be doing a best of 3. So not only you're going to be playing a bunch of games with one deck, but then you're also going to switch it up. And don't forget that loser is going to be able to pick. So I will be able to pick my deck at least twice. Which is so wonderful, and I'm so glad that they gave me that option to do so, because what would I do without it?
I think you need to give yourself a little bit more credit. I'm sure that you can pack a punch with your decks.
Look, I decided I'm gonna go a little memey, and there's like one serious deck in there, and then the other ones are just all memes. You know, plain and simple, because I just wanted to have some fun with it.
Looks like we're jumping right into game 1 here with Golden Boy versus Dekkster.
That is right. Golden Boy I think I've been stressing out a little bit because he's not played, competitive or whatever, especially in a card game. So I'm excited to see what he can do here. But anyway, get into this game. Speaking of Ghost Rider, we do have Helicarrier, Coulson, White Queen, definitely a generate deck here from Dekkster. Gonna get a lot of interesting cards in his hand, whereas Golden Boy...
Are you seeing this turn 3 play?
Yeah, it looks like he's going to cause havoc. He's just going to give his opponent an Ebony Maw. How kind of Golden Boy.
Yeah, very, very rude play coming out. I always think that playing the Ebony Maw Viper, it's something that very rarely hits, but when it does, it is just so annoying. Such a hard thing to come back from. You know that they only need to put 5 points there on the right location. They're going to win that, so you have to figure out how to win the other 2.
If you see Ebony Maw Viper, like, I think the Sandman you'd at least look at.
Slamming that Infinite pretty much guarantees you plunder castle, right? You know your opponent has some work to do on the right lane, and you're up so far on that left lane. Polaris coming down on the right, nothing to move, and he did take the pass, so he's going to be able to slam that Infinite left. And you know in this game, when you see a pass, you're always expecting the Infinite. Looks like the Shang-Chi, was that just pulled from the deck?
Golden Boy is gonna sneak this one, actually. The Polaris not having anything to pull, putting Golden Boy just 1 power above the Ebony Maw in Wakanda. Absolutely huge. And I think now, if we see the Shang-Chi into the Black Widow, this could look pretty good.
I'm just thinking on Dekkster's side, it looks like he's actually playing the Arrow middle.
Can he play Arrow mid? I cannot
Oh,
believe
is he gonna
Arrow
do it?
mid.
He's gonna do it! Oh my gosh! What a heads-up play! Wow, only 2 from the Sunspot. Gonna get it by 2 total power.
That was rough. Only a 1 power difference on the right, 3 power on the left. But very quickly, we are moving on to round number 2. Golden Boy 2 health down.
But yeah, it's tough. I mean, with Shuri's Lab, it's always an interesting choice. We know that Golden Boy has the Polaris, which can work really well there. Pull one of those Raptors over and lock down a spot on Shuri's Lab while getting the double power. So also the Viper coming down from Golden Boy is going to be an amazing way to stop them on Savage Lands. Let's see if he finds that play. We get the Agent Coulson coming down middle, getting 8 power, getting ahead. Dekkster with priority here.
I'm actually surprised Moongirl wasn't put in Shuri's Lab for another 8 power. I thought that was pretty decent, honestly. But he's going to buff the Collector there, get the Moongirl, and spread the power around.
Oh, the Blue Marvel. What an interesting play. Was that from Coulson? That must have been from Coulson, right?
I think it was, yeah.
This turn 6 here, it's tough to know what to do. We're still just doing a 1 and 2 cube game. No one seems to be snapping as psycho as myself and
not quite as aggressive. It's going to be interesting to see how this one pans out. This is going to be a tricky one, though.
Just not big enough to get hit by the Shang-Chi.
Oh, it's painful.
Wouldn't have mattered because the 9 power from the 3 Raptors, but very interesting. I wonder if Dex really kind of thought about making sure that's sitting there at 8 power.
Yeah, it's really tricky, isn't it? Because like you said, when your opponent knows you run Shang-Chi, it's difficult to Shang-Chi them because obviously they'll be hard playing around.
Having that Quinjet early, getting a card in your hand immediately from Daily Bugle, knowing that you have that Devil Dinosaur later.
This is sick. Avengers Compound with Ebony Maw.
Oh, dude, if you're Golden Boy, you have to snap here, I feel. Especially once you start to dig yourself into a hole, it can get really, really scary. Really surprised that we haven't seen any snaps, right? No snaps. Both games finished out and both games went to 2 cubes. It's a big mind game, right? Because if you get snapped on early and you retreat, then you're like, okay, I got 1 cube. I'm pushing ahead in this health battle, but it's always a worry that you have to put in your head.
To be fair as well, there's an element to Dekkster's deck where maybe Golden Boy played the Black Widow because he doesn't want to be goblined, he doesn't want to be, messed around with. Yeah, I know the Ebony Maw's there, but there could have been like a Killmonger or something. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Where because Dekkster can generate cards, it feels difficult. I do like the Spider-Woman in here though from Golden Boy. Like this is going to be an unexpected like switcheroo of power.
Ooh, and an opponent
Oh, yeah.
retreated. I think Dekkster with that arrow was actually going to have enough to win there. But it's hard. I mean, when you're only going to be able to generate 7 power, you're really scared of what your opponent could do. They could play a multitude of cards so that the arrow is ineffective. There's a lot of things to worry about in that last turn. And immediately the hood coming out of Luke's bar really heads up play by Golden Boy.
Dekkster can actually land cards in Luke's bar, and in typical caster fashion, everything I said now doesn't matter because Sinister London's on the board, and that's going to fill Luke's bar anyway.
He has to hope that the Viper and the Ebony Maw land in the same lane, because if they don't, then he's Ebony Mawing himself. But he can get cards over there with Sinister London. It's just such a huge play.
You always make this play because it always works for you, because Sinister London never gets Ebony Maw.
If the Viper goes middle, this is devastating.
Oh, man.
Oh, yeah, those are the plays.
I mean, Dekkster can't do anything, right? He can generate some power onto Luke's bar by doing his kind of funky stuff, but...
I love this from Golden Boy. Just double demons, just chuck demons down. Yeah, there's the retreat. Great play there from Golden Boy.
I've never seen that happen on Sinister London. That was a treat. What a devastating play. And Dekkster was the one who actually snapped there. So it's maybe a little bit of mental damage that comes from that, from losing on your own snap. But we'll see how he keeps going moving forward.
What's wrong? Oh, sorry. I thought I got Ebony Mawed again.
He could do it, and he shuts up our Sinister, automatically gets the win right, and then he just has to compete for one location.
What if he Ebony Maw Vipers? Okay.
Maybe he didn't know the interaction with Bar Sinister, but it was totally fine. You'd get 3 Ebony Maws on your side. The Viper would send one over, and then another Viper would come and send another one over.
Yeah.
Maybe that actually does put you in a... Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, am I crazy? Because if you send over 2 Ebony Maws and you have 2 Vipers and 1 Ebony Maw, you're actually losing that location. So maybe I'm the one who's wrong here. Maybe that was a heads-up play that 2 out of 3 times you actually end up with less power than your opponent. Bar Sinister, while when was the hot location was a bit frustrating, I think is such a beautiful location to be added into this game, because it just adds so much of an interesting play. The Spider Woman is actually going to be devastating onto it if he can land that on turn 6.
That's what I was thinking about.
Some priority. But it might just be the play that he has to make here.
If you think you can get away with it, the Black Widow Bar Sinister is also funny.
You only have 8 board spots outside of Bar Sinister. You're going to have to take up half of those to deal with this Black Widow I just slammed down.
Oh, Captain Marvel, though. Absolute dream on Shuri's Lab. It's exactly what you want to see. You get the 12 power, and it just flies where it needs. Imagine just being able to just put 12 power, go where you need to go to win the game. So strong.
And it looks like it's going to beat this demon. He tried to just go demon on Bar Sinister. Not going to be enough with the Polaris. Captain Marvel doesn't even need to jump over to the left, which he would have been able to do to win it had there been any kind of problems there.
I think Golden Boy just needs to find something a little bit different to try and do here.
I believe that the collector's power that gets gained maintains with the clone, because it's not an ongoing effect as opposed to some other things.
But Devil Dinosaur coming down here from Dekkster, and there's that terrifying arrow.
I think Dekkster might just scoop here. This is a tough situation to be in, knowing that the Sean could be coming.
He does have arrow, right? So he gets to just yoink because he has priority. So that is going to do the job.
Priority. Man, even just a full pass there is actually going to win the game. It's oh no! The Klutar moving it over is going to steal.
Yeah, that's a 1. I forgot.
That Polaris hiding there in Dream Dimension was a blessing in disguise.
Golden Boy just sneaks that one through and gives Dekkster a bit of damage for his trouble. Limbo game straight away. Eternity range. Golden Boy has the tools to force a lot of power into Eternity range with the demon, but he's just going to go for the Black Widow, reduce some of that options down for Dekkster, not having a card draw available. Dekkster runs some pretty big cards, right? You know, and definitely can generate some big cards. So Negative Zone could still be a little bit of a problem, even with Dr. Octopus for Golden Boy, so I will be interested to see where he plays.
Rockslide is such an interesting card that Golden Boy is using. We haven't seen too much of an effect from it. I don't believe there's been too many rocks getting pulled on Dekkster's side.
But the rock being in hand now is big for this Dr. Octopus, because
this is going to be crushing.
A lot of small cards now available to pull.
Absolutely devastating.
You could call it Dr. Rocktopus. Look at this.
I'm upset at how much I'm laughing at that.
Oh, look, a good joke's a good joke. It's fine. Never mind.
Dekkster scooped.
Yeah, I think for Golden Boy, he should be snapping every game now, right?
Snapping actually doesn't matter. It can't make
Oh,
it.
sorry,
play
it can't
for
go
three.
two. It can't go two. Sorry, yeah. For some reason, I thought, yeah, it's me being stupid. Rickety Bridge with Doctor.
Doc Ock back to back. Both of them
This
play
is
Doc Ock.
perfect.
Just destroy
I
the hand.
love that so many players have brought Doctor Octopus. It's just the perfect card.
Oh man, dude, let's watch the fireworks happen
Oh, the
here.
Helicarrier as well. And the weird thing about Doctor Octopus is it feels so balanced because 1 minute you think, oh my god, this card's busted, look what it's done. But then the next minute it's pulled like 3 huge cards and your opponent's Shang-Chi, and you're like, oh, right, well, I've lost this lane then. I spent 5 energy to lose a lane, great.
Always fun to see 8 cards get blown up on Rickety Bridge. Just yeah, let's just reset here. You know, let's take our time. Looks like he's gonna be able to sneak out that on the right.
Yeah, it's so flexible.
The collector's gonna go down. The collector's gonna go down. Is this a win? This is a win for Golden Boy. 2 power. Well, he wins the
Oh, yeah,
tiebreaker
to
by 1.
1. That's
Unbelievable.
Insane. That's actually insane. Golden
back
Boy
and forth.
fights back. I have full faith in Golden Boy. X-Mansion is gonna give Dekkster a terrible card and Golden Boy the best card in the game. X-Mansion is best card in the game. Korg, yeah, got it right.
And the Sandman. Look at how many cards Dekkster has in his hand. He only gets to play 3 more the rest of the game.
Yeah, 3 more cards, and also Golden Boy is quite ahead right now.
This is devastating. The Rockslide's going to come down. That's a good chunk of power. He has the Spider Women to sure up right if he wants. I don't know if even a Devil Dinosaur would be able to come back from being at -3 to 10. Maybe it would actually, but the Devil Dinosaur is going to be massive.
Golden Boy's winning 3 locations. There's no Doctor Doom, and Dekkster can only play 1 card. Golden Boy could pass and still win, most likely.
Spider-Woman right into the Devil Dinosaur. And I think the Dinosaur is going to be 15 power. It's going to be just enough to overcome this. So he's going to at least be ahead 1 here.
Oh, and there's Shang-Chi. It's a tough one. I don't know what Dexter's going to do. He really needed to like generate a
Come on.
Yeah, maybe Nick Fury was the play last turn. Maybe wait.
Wait.
Let's go!
That is very tough.
Wow. What a comeback from Golden Boy. He told me, you said the show as well, wasn't feeling super confident, was a bit worried going into this, but even if just judging from that 1 game, I think he did really well. He's bringing a bit of a strange deck like most players are, I guess, in this tournament, but you know, bringing some stuff to annoy their opponent, try and get some edge there. And Dekkster with the huge generate deck was definitely cool and definitely powerful, just for the sheer fact of, you know, having that Devil Dinosaur, having a lot of options, a lot of power to spread. But Golden Boy got the job done, and I'm excited to see what other decks these players are going to bring.
It's Golden Boy versus EggsForSale.
And so we have a destroy deck for Eggs against Unreveal for Golden Boy.
Odin doesn't see a lot of play in the meta at the moment, but Dan, I've got to admit, I'm such a big fan of that card. I think maybe just Odin Ironheart, I love it because it reminds me of Day 1 Marvel Snap, you know? Golden Boy looking at potentially getting quite a bit of information about Eggs' deck immediately. I mean, we can see it's a destroy deck.
Def, though. It's gonna
Yeah,
help
that's
Def
true.
a ton.
Maybe that's why Golden Boy he started hovering over it and then backtrack. Oh, maybe not. maybe
Yeah,
not.
maybe he's like, oh, I'm gonna burn his deck, and then he's like, wait, Buckyborns and Nova?
Morag is interesting because for Golden Boy, if he wants to try and win that location, he just really needs to put 1 card there and then rely on Ironheart to do the rest. He does have the chance now to play Yondu there. On the other side of things, obviously, destroy cards can get real cheap real fast, so Eggs shouldn't have any problem playing a death or something on Morag.
Because it looks like he's going for Yondu Wong, but why that order?
Well, doing it in that order means that death isn't going to get discounted quite as much, right? It's really smart.
Okay. Well, if you expect them to have wave, does it matter?
Oh, true. I mean, now it doesn't. But
Valkyrie. Wow. Wait. What was that? Okay, Deathlock I expected. Valkyrie what?
Sneaky things going on here in Eggs' deck.
What are you boosting though? So Ironheart triggers 8 times, correct?
Yeah, that's right.
So 8 times 6, we got 48 power being spread around.
I would say that's probably enough. And Eggs has priority, which means she can't even Shang-Chi the situation.
Yeah, I mean, Arrow would have been absolutely insane, but we haven't seen it in Egg's deck. Jessica Jones, okay. So if the stats are respected, I guess it's 2/3 to the right and 1/3 to the left, which should be enough.
I mean,
anyway,
it's
like-
already they're already done.
Yeah,
We're gonna
okay,
be
well-
sitting here for a while.
It's just you can stop, Ironheart. Keep a little bit for next time. I want to destroy cards. Give me a second deck.
Now, if I remember rightly, there was an update a while back that speeds this up, right?
Yes, because otherwise we would still be at like the first loop.
Yeah, it does seem a little faster.
Yeah, Ironheart isn't gonna trigger 8 times. She's gonna trigger 16 times. So it feels-
So,
Golden Boy is literally like he's not attacking Egg's health. He's attacking your soul. Like, literally, like yeah, you don't want to play against me. Like after a turn like this, you enter next game and you just snap turn 1. You're like, do you want to do it again? Are you sure after what happened?
that's 4 cubes that were on the line for that game. So a great start for Golden Boy.
I would be scared because Def is really good on Throne Room, but we've seen cards go much higher than 12 in the last
Oh
game.
yeah. Why do you think Golden Boy is running a Hobgoblin in particular?
I don't know. Because maybe this deck, like when you drop Wong, Galactus kind of owns you because he just destroys it. So maybe you Hobgoblin as kind of a counter.
All right, well, here we go. It starts, and I'm not really
Where-
sure what X can do about this. I definitely prefer the idea of playing Scorpion with the Wong, though. I think just having one card to soak up all of the stats for Throne Room is probably the right move because it's Throne Room.
Yeah, and you can still like Hobgoblin next turn or try to do something. I wonder if he has a way. Oh, because he has Def. Because we're on turn 5. Yeah, he's a little late. Yondu, what are we destroying? Storm. Okay. She-Hulk. So I guess the battle is going to be on the 2 locations like middle and right, because I don't think Golden Boy even is going to like bother about left. It's just leave it to his opponent.
But it's just impossible for Eggs to win middle. Wait a second, Valkyrie. Valkyrie, Golden Boy has priority. Yeah, exactly, exactly.
Yes.
Oh, that's so clutch. Golden Boy has seen it. He did discard it earlier with Yondu.
Well, was he paying attention? Like, cause did he discard it during the last turn where
It was the
won the
first
game?
card that was discarded. So
Ah.
it was before the final turn.
Okay. Oh,
This
that's
Valkyrie
okay.
is insane and is just gonna win Eggs the game.
Golden Boy got 4 in the first game. Eggs is just gonna take back 4 with that
Ooh.
tech that I had never seen in this card game, and it's just worth 4 cubes.
All right. First Yondu comes down and Golden Boy loses Cosmo, but that's not really a huge deal. It would be if Eggs had the Cosmo when
Ooh.
Lamentus won.
But this is a really, really strong location for a destroy deck. But Scorpion is also incredibly strong on Lamentus, because basically Scorpion hits the whole cards for your opponent has for the game.
Absolutely. Although Eggs does have Valkyrie.
Once again, like the clutch card.
Valkyrie also counts as Hobgoblin.
It feels really important to have that Hobgoblin land and not give Eggs a chance to just destroy it.
Both players played their wave, so I would imagine that Valkyrie resets Jessica back down to 3, and that Jessica would end on 3. We might be about to find out.
We're going Valkyrie for Eggs against Yondu and
Both
Hobgoblin.
snapped.
Is this going to be the shortest match of the night? Like 3 games?
We should know who's going to win this, but I don't.
And then Valkyrie. Oh, someone
Whoa!
retreated. Who did?
Eggs retreated.
Eggs retreated at the last moment. Space Trun is really good for Golden Boy, right? Because you just fit a card and then you just let Ironheart boost it to Oblivion.
Golden Boy's gonna play Cosmo.
This is so risky because now if you play something on Sinister London, it can end up on Space Throne.
Yeah, doesn't that potentially just counter
And also, yeah, Golden Boy,
his own deck?
you're an unrevealed deck. You got to be careful with like slamming Cosmos everywhere.
Oh my
okay?
gosh. Yeah, that was the better result though.
Yeah, now you just now we Wong and we top the Ironheart next turn. Come on, Golden Boy, we got to go all the way now.
Yeah, it's hard to see how Golden Boy wins this now. Yep, no, that's not gonna. Golden Boy can win the mines, but that's about it. Eggs drew a Valkyrie and is
Yeah,
slamming that down in the mines just in case anything does go wrong. But
I mean, Eggs just snapped. I think you just have to get away for.
Yep.
Golden Boy, it's okay. Like you're still gonna be 1 health up.
I can't stop thinking about that Cosmo on Sinister London last game. Like, that was such a risky play. I mean,
I
I
like
don't even know if it was risky. It was just
I liked it if you went for the Wong afterwards and just
Yeah.
go all in on the combo. But super flow, so he can play Wong before he loses it to Atalin. This is actually insane.
yeah, that is real nice. Pray that
Don't
he
you want
draws.
Wong in the middle because actually now you have space to play Ironheart, Doom, and Odin. Danger Room. Okay, maybe he was right not to play that.
That paid off.
I stand corrected. Storm Sunspot. I mean, if
No.
Eggs isn't destroying Bucky Barnes this turn, she's gonna be pressed to do it next turn now.
All right, Golden Boy needs to draw Ironheart now.
I mean, he's still a super flow, so Doctor Doom is still very, very strong.
If Golden Boy plays Hobgoblin on the flooding location, he should expect Eggs to destroy it. So he
Exactly,
can't do that. So it's going to be Jessica Jones instead. That Jessica Jones is going to get pretty big, but it does lock out Golden Boy from playing something on the left next turn.
So even if Eggs takes the bait and doesn't play an Attilan because she thinks she lost it, you're gonna lose to the difference on Superflow.
We've had a snap.
So yeah, I think like Ironheart literally loses to pass turn.
This is a weird position for Golden Boy to snap. No, Golden Boy's going to retreat.
Makes
And what looked at first like it was going to be one of the quickest games of Marvel Snap Battle Mode we've seen is now turning into quite a long, grueling battle of attrition.
Okay, Sunspot. But the problem is this Sunspot doesn't have armor. I mean, against a Destroy deck, you can't really capitalize on that Sunspot. You don't even want to pass energies because you just never expect it to go the distance. So now you can't even do your plan of playing Cosmo because you're not even sure he's going to end up on Isle of Silence.
So what's that? Wave on 3, Doom on 4, Ironheart on 5, Odin on 6.
Very quiet first half. Ooh, and you just top deck Swang.
And to be fair, Eggs has an awful hand for this wave situation. There's
Yeah,
no
but-
death, nothing ready to go.
Shouldn't he have played Doom on Isle of Silence? So he could still have gone Wong into Odin, because now he can't do it because Wong can be played in the middle.
Yeah, good point. Good point. I guess maybe he was
Oh, he
just
was good. Okay. He's just
fixated on this Ironheart plan. This should still be good, especially looking at the texture of Eggs' hand. Like, she really doesn't have much going on at the moment.
Ooh, did Golden Boy just snap?
Someone did. Someone is really trying to snap.
So, can Eggs do anything? I have no idea how Eggs is winning this game, to be honest.
No, I really don't think she is.
I have no idea how Eggs wins left and middle.
Yeah, Eggs needs to retreat right now, and that makes the difference between being able to, as you said, retreat 2 extra times or 1 extra time.
I have no idea, like, is there even a... Yeah, she probably can't even find, like, the 1%er, like, the get lucky line. Okay, the Golden Boy going with a very solid curve early on, and he's gonna get information. What's the information? Ooh, this is big. Valkyrie deciding the series. Love it. Sunspot is once again going to be demolished by a Killmonger, because that's just what happened to Sunspots when you don't put them behind armors. Yeah, well, Eggs might be happy to see this wave, because now she can Doctor Doom as well, because she didn't really have much going on. They're both going to slam Doctor Doom. But double Hellfire Club, can that be a problem for Eggs? Because she has a demon, she has a Yondu in hand, so she's gonna be like forced to play them to the right. Don't know.
Yeah,
if
is that a problem? I mean, it's something that Golden Boy can certainly think about. Like, he's able to play around those cards a little bit better, knowing
Wong?
exactly where they'll go.
Okay, so we're just going for that big Odin top deck.
Oh, I mean, worst case, just play Ironheart, right?
I was trying to see if there was like some way of setting up a Valkyrie or something like that, but probably not. Bucky Barnes dies, but he didn't do much.
All right,
like-
Golden Boy is just going to not think too hard on it and just jam Odin. So that is going to be Doombots filling up the rest of the locations.
Yeah, so it's gonna be 15 on the left, 15 in the middle, and 17 on the right. And I don't really see where does Valkyrie help.
Yeah, then like Death allows her to win 1 location, and Nova does nothing. And Nova can only be played on the right anyway due to Hellfire Club.
Here
we go.
I think this is exactly what she went for, but
20.
unfortunately Golden Boy just pulled the Odin on turn
Nothing left we
6
can do.
and should take match number 1.
After all of that, good old faithful
Go!
Ironheart into Odin with some Doctor Doom and some Wong thrown in there is going to get the job done.